Now, the very important point of the alkenes are how much alkenes are reactive. So, very simple answer is alkenes are more reactive than alkanes because the carbon-carbon double bond is consist of a sigma and the pi bond. It is easy to break the pi bond while the sigma bond remains intact. The pi electrons in the double bond act as a source of electron, that is the Lewis base. Alkenes are reactive towards the electrophiles which are attracted to the negative charge of the pi electrons, and the pi bond will broken. Each carbon atom becomes an active site which can form a new covalent bond with the another atom. That is a one pi bond is converted to two sigma bonds. Is a very simple reactivity of alkanes. Just remember, alkenes are more reactive than the alkanes. Now the reaction of alkenes. There's a number of reaction of alkenes are there. So very first is catalytic hydrogenation, in which the alkenes getting reacting with the hydrogen will give you the alkane in presence of platinum and palladium under the 25 to 90 degrees Celsius, where the catalysts of platinum and the palladium are using the temperature which arises 25 degrees Celsius to 90 degrees Celsius, and those for the more more temperature, those who need the more temperature, that is 140 degrees Celsius to 200 degrees Celsius, it will nickel will be the catalyst. The examples are mentioned in your screen. Please see, ethylene is going to have under the platinum at the low pressure will give you the ethane, and same as similarly hexene are under the low pressure under the platinum will give you the hexane. These are the simple examples of the alkenes, reaction of alkenes. Now, second most important, addition of halogens. Yes, it means you have to add the halogens. So yes, in inert solvent, the alkenes react with the halogen at room temperature will give you, and in the dark, the halogens is usually dissolved in inert solvent such as carbon tetrachloromethane and the dichloromethane. Iodine will not react with alkenes because it is less reactive, that chlorine and the bromine. Fluorine is very reactive. The reaction will produce explosion. So here will be the journal example of the addition of halogens. Okay, where the XX will be the halogens such as the bromine and chlorine. Okay, and the inner solvent will be the dichloromethane and tetrachloromethane. See the example here. The different example are there. Ethene is reacting with the bromine inert solvent will use the carbon tetrachloromethane and will give you the 1,2 dibromomethane. That is, the red brown color of the bromine solution will fade and the solution becomes colorless. The simple, the coloration is taking place over here. Okay, the coloration will be then red brown color will convert into the colorless. Cyclohexene will react with the CCl4 and will give you the 1,2 dibromocyclohexane. Okay, and propene, same as propene. These are three different examples I have given over here. Please share see to your screen. Yes, and again will give you under propene is getting reacting with the chlorine will give you the 1,2 dichloropropane. Okay, so these are the example. Now addition of halogens, the very second most important point is what, in the water medium or the aqueous medium. So yes, is the reaction is this, chlorine will dissolve in water to form HCl and chloric acid, and then same as the bromine. Okay, so reaction of alkenes with the halogens in water like chlorine water and the bromine water will produce the halohydrines and alcohol with the halogen on the adjacent carbon atom. The simple reversible reaction is there of addition of halogens. These are the again example of propene will give you the major and the minor product. See the very important reaction. The propene is reacting with the bromine under the water will give you the two products, that is the one major product and the one is a minor product. So bromine atom attached to the carbon atom of the double bond which has a greater number of the hydrogen atom. Yes, that's why we have got the major product. Okay. Second most important is what? 1-butene will give you the 1-chlorobutanol. Okay. Here the very important point is what? The double bond which has the greater number of hydrogen atom. Only there the halogen will be the attached. Okay. The addition of the hydrogen halides. This is also very important. The addition of a reaction with the electrophilic reagents, alkenes react with the hydrogen halides in gaseous states or in aqueous solution to form the addition products. What do you mean by addition? Yes, I told you the addition, substitution, and the electrophilic addition, and the very important factors are there. Now here it is the addition products are there. So hydrogen and halogen atoms and across the double bond and the to form the haloalkanes, that is alkyl halides. Alkenes is going to be react with the hydrogen halides, will give you the haloalkanes, where the HF is, yes, HF, HCl and HBr and HI will give you the reactivity of the hydrogen halides. That is on your screen. Please check it out. Yes, there is some messages are there coming. Okay, no problem. Reaction with the HCl needs a catalyst such as the aluminium chloride. Will alkene will under will act with the HCl, will give you the CH3 CH2 Cl. That is the example is also given over here. Cyclopentene is acting with the HI and will give you the iodocyclopentene, and 2-butene will give you the 2-bromobutane. These are the simple reaction. Now very important, as you learn from the 11th standard, 12th standard, and more, there's a Markovnikov rules. What is the Markovnikov rules? They are the two possible products when hydrogen halides react with an unsymmetrical alkene. Very important, there will be a unsymmetrical alkene. Okay, it is because of the hydrogen halides molecule can add to the carbon-carbon bond in two different ways. I have shown in the different colors, and it will be adding in the examples. Okay, so very first is what? We'll getting the product of 1-idopropane, and second will be the 2-idopropane. That will be the major product. Okay, so this is the Markovnikov rule. Okay, Markovnikov rule is what? The addition of HX to an unsymmetrical alkene, the hydrogen atom attaches itself to the carbon atom, that is of the double bond, with the larger number of hydrogen atoms. This is the some examples: addition of hydrogen halides to unsymmetrical alkenes and the Markovnikov rules. See here, the 1, 2, and 3, that is a propene, will give you the react with the HCl, will give you the 1-chloropropene and 2-chloropropene. Simple. There's a different color I showed you in the slides. Just please see and please go into it. Okay, 2-chloropropene, that is a major product according to the Markovnikov rules. Okay. So these are the mechanism. Yes, what is the mechanism? There is a formulation of carbocation and the protonation is there. So CH3CH2 will react with HCl. The carbon atom will donate less stable carbocation. That is the primary carbocation and the secondary carbocation. That is the more stable carbocation. Why it is more stable the carbocation? Because there is a 2 carbocation is more stable than 1 carbocation. Because what? There is a tends to persist longer, make it more likely to combine with the chlorine ion to form 2-chloromethane on the basis of the, yes, we have already seen the basis of the Markovnikov's rule. There's unsymmetrical. Okay. Yes, step 2 is what? The rapid reaction with the negative ion. Yes, the 2-chloromethane will give you the major product. This will be the major product from the substituents. Okay. So yes, the very next is what? The addition reaction with the concentrated sulfuric acid, the hydration of alkenes. The alkene is absorbed slowly and will give you what? Will give you passes through the concentrated sulfuric acid, will give you the score 0.15 0 to 15 degrees Celsius. It involves the addition of the H atom and HSO4 group across the carbon-carbon double bond, and yes, it is following to the Markovnikov's rule. So here is the example: when the reaction mixture is added to the water and warmed, ethyl hydrogen sulfate is readily hydrolyzed to give the ethanol. Here it is H2SO4 is what? H2SO4 is, yes, is acting as the dehydrating agent as well as the catalyst, so it will be form again. So ethene reacts with the concentrated H2SO4 to form ethanol, or alkene reacts with the concentrated H2SO4 to form alcohol. the same as the what we have seen in the preparation. Okay, addition reaction with the acidified water, that is H3O plus hydration of alkenes, the addition of hydrogen atoms to OH group to and OH groups form water molecules to a multiply bond. Okay, the reverse of the dehydration reaction. Oh yes, this is a very important point to be noted, that reverse of the dehydration reaction and the direct hydration of the ethene, passing a mixture of the ethene, that's the stem or the over phosphoric acid that's given in the reaction, will give you the absorb on silica pellets at 300 degrees Celsius and the pressure, yes, on the 60 atmosphere. So ethene molecule, yes, see the reaction, very simple reaction. Ethene is reacting with the H2O under the the phosphoric acid, and 300 degrees Celsius at 60 atm, that's the atmospheric pressure, will give you the ethanol. And the general formula written in the down, the alkene will be the reversible reaction, reverse the reaction for the rehydration of the reaction. So Markovnikov rules is apply. Where it is applied, where we have to apply? So yes, it is applied to the addition of water molecule across the double bond of an, yes, very important, this is unsymmetrical alkene. For example, here 2-methyl propene under the will react with the water under the H plus ions at 25 degrees Celsius, will give you the tertiary butyl alcohol. The HOH will be written in the pink. See the slides. Okay, see the slides, and the very simplest reaction you can understand. This is the, I make these slides very simpler to you people, very simple, and you can go to it. And the mechanism of acid catalysis, nobody has given the mechanism on each and every I saw a very slides and PPTs, but the mechanism is very important. This is a protonation, addition, and the loss of proton. Here the deprotonation is also there from alcohol. So see the mechanism, very simple mechanism. Where there is a carbon, hydrogen is acting, H plus ions will be more stable carbocation, give you the secondary carbocation. Second is what? Addition of the H2O to form the protonated alcohol. Here is the addition, lone pair of oxygen having a 6 lone pair electrons. Here it is acting, and is acting, it's yes, carbon plus. You see the second step reaction. Yes, very good. See loss of proton. Third one, deprotonated to form alcohol. Here it is the simplest mechanism, how we are going to prepare and how we are going to react with the alkenes. We are reacting with the different compounds to get the different products. So this is the mechanism, very important. 3-step reaction: protonation, addition of the H2O, that is a we have to make a protonated alcohol, and the loss of proton, that's a deprotonation also is there, that is a to form alcohol, where the H plus is the catalyst. Now very important, the anti-Markovnikov rules. Yes, Markovnikov rules and the anti-Markovnikov rules. That is for the free radical addition of the hydrogen bromide. When the HBr is added to an alkene in the absence of peroxides, it obeys Markovnikov rules. And when HBr, that is not HCl and not HI, only HBr reacts with the unsymmetric alkene in the presence of peroxides, compounds containing the oxygen group or oxygen, HBr added in the opposite direction to that predicted by the Markovnikov's rule. The product between the propene and the HBr under this condition is 1 bromopropene and not 2 bromopropene. Okay, so these are the reaction over here. The alkene is going to react with the HBr under the peroxide. Okay, will give you the 1 bromopropene, a major product. That's this follows the anti-Markovnikov's orientation. So what are the addition in the anti-Markovnikovs? The peroxide catalyst addition of HBr occurs through a free radical addition rather than the polar electrophilic addition. Very important word. They also observe the reaction between the HBr and the many different alkenes, and not observing the HF, HCl and the HI. The combination of alkenes. Now what are the combination of them? The alkenes are highly flammable. Yes, it is highly flammable and burn readily in air, forming the carbon dioxide and water. For example, ethene burns as follows. Yes, C2H4 plus 3O2 will give you 2CO2 plus 2H2. Okay. So oxidation. Now what are the oxidation? Oxidation reaction that form the carbon oxygen bonds. So my dear students, here we are going to study, actually we are studying only oxygen carbon oxygen bonds and the carbon hydrogen bonds over here. So very important factors. These are the oxidation reaction of alkenes. Three main important reactions. One is epoxidation, second is hydroxylation, and third is ozonolysis. So now what is the epoxidation of alkenes? Yes, these are the epoxidation of these are the three member ring, also called as oxirane, a cyclic ether, alkene, peroxy acid, epoxide will form and will give you the acid. Alkenes is reacting with the peroxy acid will give you the epoxide. Examples of epoxy oxidizing agents, reagents: peroxyacetic acid, peroxybenzoic acid here, yes, and metachloroperoxybenzoic acid. These are the epoxy oxidizing reagents. Okay, very simple. I'm going little bit faster because the alkene, this is the very simple reactions. Okay, you can follow. These are the O is very important and sitting above the crown. Yes, so now are the examples of the cyclohexene under the CH2Cl2 25 degrees Celsius will give you the 2,1,2 epoxy cyclohexane, and again the cycloheptene in the presence of CH2Cl2 on 25 degrees Celsius will give you the 1,2 epoxy cycloheptane. So these are the example. Now hydroxylation of alkenes. How the hydroxylation. See, remember all the things are in the only in the title of the reactions. So converting an alkene to glycol requires adding a hydroxyl group. Here it's a reaction comes to you. The alkene reacting with the glycol will give you the hydroxyl group to each and of the double bond. The hydroxylation reagents, there's the osmium tetroxide. The alkene is reacted with the osmium tetroxide will give you the and again the H2O2 hydrogen peroxide will give you the glycol or KMnO4, or you can use hydroxy. The potassium permanganate also we can have the hydroxylation of alkenes will get the glycol as the product. So here the ethene will react with KMnO4. Again one example is given in the cold condition and the aqueous solution. So we'll have the 1,2-ethene diol. Okay, and the next is what? The propene. The propene is reacting under the cold condition will give you the 1,2-propene diol. Okay, so here the also known as Baire test, where we are using the compounds, where we are using the saturated and unsaturated compounds. We are going to in the practical form. When we are doing the practicals, this Baire test is very important. Yes. So ozonolysis of alkenes. The reaction of alkenes with the ozone to form an ozonides, or followed by the hydrolysis of the ozonide to the produce aldehydes and ketones. These are the reaction. Yes. So look at down. Ozonide is formed. Ozonide is the second step and will have the H2O plus addition of H2O and zinc will have the ketone and the aldehyde as the major product. The ozonolysis is a milder and the both ketone aldehydes can be recovered without further oxidation, and it's widely used to determine the position of the carbon-carbon double bond. So very important and very easy. Here is the example of 3-nonene is reacting with the ozonolysis undergoing and will have the products, okay, of aldehydes and the respectively ketones. What are the reaction of alkenes with the hot and acidified KMnO4? Here it is on your screen. Please see and do remember this is a reaction of alkenes under the KMnO4 on the heating condition will give you the furthermore product which have a ketone aldehyde will have further react with the these things and will have the ketone as acid. And the very next example is what? 4-methyl-4-octene is also there. So these are the simple reaction you can follow. Okay, yes. So next is, now we have seen all the reactions preparations. Now is the last and the most important things is what are the uses of alkenes, what are the applicative parts of the alkenes. The ethylene and the propylene are the largest volume of the industrial organic chemicals. As we all know, they used to synthesize a wide variety of useful compounds. That is ethylene oxidizing will give you the acetaldehyde On further oxidizing will give you the acetic acid. On further, the chemical reactions, chlorination, it will be addition of chlorine, it will give you the ethylene dichloride. On further reaction on sodium hydroxide will give you the vinyl chloride, which is very useful. The again H2O as a catalyst, acting as H2O as a catalyst, and will prepare the ethanol also. Or next in silver catalysis will have the ethylene oxide. On next the H plus addition is there, and we'll have the ethylene glycol. On the next we have polymerize, and we have the polythene is a very important uses of alkenes. Let have the write down this structures are very important. We can have the 7 to 8 application in one structure, in one structure. So these are the some preparation and reaction. So I hope you must have understood the video regarding the alkenes preparation and the reactions. So and I'm also hoping that you are very enthusiastic about my next videos. So please share, like and subscribe. Here it is the bell icon. Please subscribe, press the button and please subscribe. Thank you so much.